Stan, welcome. Optimism would be that, or had been on the cards, that the denial would have seen a return to previous form, at least pre the plunge. When that doesn't happen, what's the market really pricing in? Is it still going to be a bid, or will it be kind of a walk away in shame?
Morning, Carson. Yeah, no, absolutely. It does look like the market's pricing in the worst at the moment. Of course, we did have that bid stand at about 145. With the share price trading at about 108, in most cases you want to believe that the market's right. Of course, with Bain Capital walking away recently, that really doesn't make for a very strong case for the bid. And as well, just the fact that they've cited these concerns about through the due diligence process, it just really doesn't give any confidence to investors, which is probably why we continue to see the stock only trade around 108 at a significant discount from that 145. I was actually reading an analyst report before, and it was suggesting that the stock could be trading around 70 cents in the absence of the takeover bid. So I think there's a lot of skepticism out there at the moment.
Yeah, well, indeed, and for all the known reasons, essentially. Let's talk Bank of Queensland. It hit a year high almost a year to the day, 28th to be precise, of $8.49 and some, now sitting off at $7.64. It's currently off 4%. Tell me about the bad debt expenses, how we've got to this position.
Yeah, we've actually had quite a number of traders who've been short the stock for a little while now. Of course, with the Queensland economy very dependent on tourism and mining, which are the two sectors that have been giving the Australian economy problems over the past few months. I think quite a few traders already had the expectation that we could see a scenario where Bank of Queensland comes out with such higher provisions, or perhaps a bit of a dent to earnings because of a drop-off in the earnings capacity of people in the region, or in Queensland, that is. As well, I mean, of course, the comments that they came out with suggesting that that slowdown is probably going to continue hampering the Queensland economy is probably not very encouraging at all, which is probably why we see this price action starting to materialize. Of course, the stock had a bit of a run over the past few months, but at the moment it certainly seems like that lack of confidence could see it come back to earth a little bit.
Well, speaking of having a bit of a run, let's talk gold stocks, shall we? I'm just looking already at Newcrest, adding 2.6%, tracking that overnight gold price rally. Who else have you got your eye on?
Well, with the gold names, I think it's been a pretty good trade for a while now. I think last week I was actually talking to you as well about gold stocks in particular. We've had Gold being one of the best performers of the quarter. The quarter we just finished last week. We also have Medusa Mining being a pretty prominent sort of performer in the gold space, and I think Newcrest has had a bit of a move as well today, up about 2.5%. So I think it's a bit of a no-brainer at the moment with all the various stimulus packages going on around the world, weakness in the US dollar likely to persist. Then it does seem like there's a strong case for gold, and gold names will obviously benefit from such a move. The best way to do it will just probably be to look for the lower cost production gold miners and stick to them. We've had Gold, of course, coming out with some fairly positive drilling updates recently as well. So they make a pretty good case, and we'll probably continue to see them drive higher through the session.
Yeah, well, we'll keep our eye on it for that very reason, and talk to you later. But for now, have a good rest of your morning.
Thanks, Carson.
Stan Chamu there from IG in Melbourne. Woolworths today confirming that it's creating a new real estate investment trust. That speculation